All right, guys, my people, how on a day today on this particular one, the situation of the country, the state of the country. As you know, say since Donald Trump pronounced that declare Nigeria the state of particular concern, these terrorists have started buying more people in Nigeria. And I see the video that's currently circulating right now. What happened, in the church? How terrorists went inside the church and buy almost everybody inside the church. There was a CCTV camera that actually showcased this. It looks like we're in a country where there's no leader, no leadership, no president. In fact, some of our concerned Nigerians, for example, Isaac Fayose, is calling for Tinubu to resign. It's very, very terrible where we find ourselves right now in this country. Very, very pathetic. But I'd like us to take these combined videos together. This is Nigerian Watch Media. Join us every day, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. Let's continue to talk about the things that affect you and
I have a reason to believe that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is dead. I have a reason to believe that the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is no longer with us. I watched a video yesterday, a terrorist attack in a church, CAC Church in Eruku Town in Kwara State. I watched that video, I could not sleep. I was disturbed all through. You know why? Because my mother is always in church. A lot of us, our mothers, are always in church. That these people, we have the audacity to attack helpless people in the church, then there's no limit to what these people can do. There's no limit. A church is a place where people go to worship. They let their guard down in the church. Nobody goes to church to go and fight. Nobody goes to church to go and prepare that somebody is going to come and attack me. Let me defend myself. These are people that went to worship their God. These are people that go to pray for their lives to become better. You attack them in the church. I was watching the video. One grandma just did waka with her stick. She could not run. There was rapid fire outside. These people had assault rifles. These people had assault rifles. Where do they get assault rifles from, bro? Where? Assault rifle is a military grade weapon. If they had pump action, I would say, okay, these people had assault rifles, AKs. It was rapid fire outside. In the church, there's no limit to what these people can. I keep saying it, that they are coming for everybody. I keep saying it. Go to my previous video. I said they are coming for everybody. At this point, there's no state that have not been attacked. There's no state. But I think we overlook this thing too much. You don't need to enter the church. That's why I ask, is the president still alive? I'm going to play the video. Is the president still alive? Is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu still alive? Because at this point, he needs to prove that he's alive. You are the commander-in-chief of the armed forces for a reason. These terrorists are no more than the soldiers, are no more than the navies, are no more than the police, are no more than the air force. If you cannot do anything, get out of that place and let somebody take over. Somebody with balls. Somebody with balls should take over. How many there be? How did they get assault rifles? We are not talking pump actions. Did you hear the sound of the... I'm gonna play the video, bro. Maybe now because they will go post about insecurity. If like say this week, say, I'll just dedicate my page for this cause. So that Nigerians can be aware. It's not cruise. The yellow water on Benway now every day. Just now every day. Maiduguri every day. A lot of northern states. Every blessed day, these people have no peace. And we have a commander-in-chief. The president is not alive. I have a reason to believe that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is dead. And until he proves himself, he's not alive. At this point, I have no president in Nigeria. Watch. Hear the sound of that gun. The way they were wasting the bullet, it means they have more stock somewhere. We are rounded. We don't understand. I'm not the post this week. Make I just the show now, because some of them say this Nigeria, we dey rounded. All of us, our mama, they go. So tomorrow now, they'll just come tell me, say they don't put bullets for my mother, but this is she go church. Say she go pray.
This message is for my president, President Tinubu. President Tinubu, I think it is time for you to resign now. How do you feel comfortable being president over a failed nation? How do you feel comfortable being president over kidnapping, over genocide, over losing? We are losing our gallant soldiers. How do you feel, president, over failing democracy? How do you feel being president over failing judiciary? President Tinubu, if you genuinely love Nigeria, it is time for you to resign now. President Tinubu, resign honorably now. You are not capable enough to rule our nation at this junction. Things are getting bad. Our children are getting kidnapped. People are dying every day. No hospitals, no good roads. Poverty everywhere, hardship everywhere. President Tinubu, I beg you, please, it is time for you to go. It is time for you to relax. You have done your bit. Allow young people to come in and fix this nation. This nation cannot sink under your watch. How can they kidnap children, girls? Nobody is really even talking about it. Nobody is making move. You now have soldier, a cancer in Wike, destroying our democracy under your watch. President Tinubu, our democracy has gone cuckoo. Our democracy has gone gaga under your watch. President Tinubu, it is time for you to resign now. It is time for you to resign now. How do you feel comfortable being president over poverty, multidimensional poverty? Common malaria and typhoid are taking thousands per day. Kidnappers are taking their own. Genocide are taking their own. Democracy is dying. Our judiciary are now singing. They are standing on your mandate instead of the mandate of the people. Dear President Tinubu, it is time for you to take take the bold step and step aside. Let us have young people to fix our nation. We cannot continue like this. It is time for you to go. President Tinubu, resign now.
Come on, Kai. 26 children kidnapped in Kebbi. Nurse kidnapped. Lawyer kidnapped. Brigadier General killed. And the Senate, everybody is quiet. Ned Woko is up and down releasing press memo on small Regina. Akpabio is quiet. No decisive action. Presidency is quiet. This insecurity is moving round. What the fuck is wrong? Police is interested in either Showore or Yerima. We have been left to our fate. I'm just reading the news. Kidnap, killed. That's what's going on. If not for Harrison, Delta State would have been a no-go area. And we are just looking. Just they wake up. I don't scroll like scroll. I've not seen any good news. There's no good news. Hey. Hi. And then when you talk about Trump coming, intervening, they say they are coming for natural resources. Now Google kill natural resources, kill the person who give you that at a tweet that nonsense. The children kidnapped in Kebbi now, nobody knows where they are. We are just taking it as if another batch taking. Like say that they breed foul where these people they carry. Ha. Presidency has not even said anything. They go for judicial waiting. Lawyers are singing on your mandate to stand. It's alright. No wahala. Now Google kill all of now. When force this government, when defend this government, keep us from where we there today. Now good they can go up us kill now. If now walk out for road, we stay inside anywhere one and there. Or Google they kill now they go. Just know that and know peace.
Kwana biyu ka ta saka kuna ce me kuka yi da kudin me amfanin sa naka gaba da ku da jikin ku da dotti yake
The Master Strategist President Bola Tinubu, Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces of Nigeria. Mr. President, sir, if kidnapping and killing of innocent citizens was Olympic sports, the highest number of gold medals will come from your country, Nigeria. We fit not fit qualify for World Cup or any other thing, but you see kidnapping, killing of innocent citizens. If they hold World Cup competition for them or Olympic competition, the highest gold medalists will come from your country. Because you see this your country, Nigeria. So even if every other sector know they work, doctors fit dey on strike, nurses dey on strike, ASUD on strike, you see terrorism and kidnapping. The sectors where they work for Nigeria is corruption, crime, and criminality. Those ones they know they go on strike if they work efficiently. And unfortunately, the country get president we're supposed to be master strategists, but with no strategy to protect innocent lives. Anywhere president go, they greet them with on their mandate they shall collapse. Even for judiciary meeting, nobody knows exactly which mandate everybody they fall and collapse on. Whether it is a mandate of insecurity, of hunger, or of renewed hopelessness, the country just they move. Every day person go wake up, it is one barbaric story of the killing of innocent Nigerians. We just they wait for turn by turn Nigerian PLC. Within the last 1 week, in case we never know, the news of the killings where don't go on. Just yesterday, bandits, terrorists attacked a girls' secondary school for Kebbi State. They killed the vice principal, abducted more than 30 students. Till now, they look for them. Tomorrow, when I go, they deny what in United States they talk. Then for Zamfara State, APC chieftain was killed by gunmen Alhaji Umar Moriki. Abi, when I won't deny that one too. And then they carried how many people from that attack? Then the most barbaric and unfortunate news, the person they even here said they don't come confirm now. The killing of a Nigerian Brigadier Muhammadu Uba by ISWAP terrorists. The time where that story been come out, they deny, they say no, they not capture them, they not do, because people been don't talk, say they don't capture that man, they don't kill him. They deny him. Now they don't come confirm him. Plus the last message where he put out, say his phone, the battery was 31% before the terrorists, they later go encircle him. They carried a fine military officer, killed him in cold blood and posted it on social media. Tomorrow, when US talk, they go say, no, Nigeria is a sovereign nation. We are a sovereign nation. They should not interfere. This is the sovereignty. In a sovereign nation, terrorists will kidnap a military officer, kill and murder them in cold blood, and post on social media with nothing done about it. That is the sovereignty when Nigeria they practice. Ori Buruku sovereignty. Ori Buruku sovereignty. Sovereignty that cannot protect both armed forces, both civilian. Everybody is at the mercy of terrorists. Ori Buruku Lenshe Nigeria. Then come and hear, according to Dr. Bashir Kofi, the incident where they happened for Katsina State. This is the interview. The video is everywhere online. They said that one of the assistant commissioner of police, Oga Aminu Dai, where they know say be one good officer, they take the fight to bandits. He was encircled by bandits. According to the doctor where they grant the interview, he said he was probably sold out by people from his own side. From his own side, tomorrow they say that they do repentant terrorists, that they put them into armed forces, that they put them into police. They said he was probably sold out by men from his own side. The bandits, they encircle him, they kill the officer, and they see no end there. They took the officer uniform, wear him, and the day that he was killed, celebration among many bandits group for the state. And then on the day where they hold their so-called peace stakeholder terrorist meeting for Katsina, now the bandits, they give terms and conditions. They say make police officers know where their uniform come the stakeholder summit, but the bandit leader wore the uniform of the slain officer. Come the peace deal, sit down with a uniform that boldly carried the name of the police officer Aminu Dai on his body. Nigeria sovereignty. Nigeria sovereignty. Terrorists go kill police. It not go end there, go wear in uniform. Come stakeholder meeting with government. And tomorrow they go say that no, US should not intervene. US should not do because they are coming for mineral resources. They are coming for this. Meanwhile, during bandit stakeholder meeting, terrorist stakeholder meeting, they share minerals for them. They share soft drink. As a Nigerian, if you're hungry and you don't even fit seafood chop, you are likely to get food and refreshment to take if you attend this insecurity, be bandits or terrorist stakeholder meeting for Katsina. They go give you a drink, you go take. Maybe that is part of the mineral resources where they say US they come for. Ori Buruku Lenshi. Ori Buruku Lenshi Nigeria. When US talk say, okay, we'll take out the terrorists, some people begin to protest, not against terrorists, but against US, where talk say they should kill people who are killing you. Ori Buruku Lenshi. Ori Buruku Nigeria PLC night with the duo. The same insecurity where President Tinubu tell Jonathan say on issues of insecurity the buck must stop at the president desk. He said if Jonathan cannot protect Nigerians, he should resign. When will President Tinubu resign for failing to protect Nigerians? Nigerians, the day where all of us wake up and decide to put value on our lives, the better for us. Now so the killings they go on for Plateau, for Benue. Every day they are burying people. Nigerians, whatever pressure where the world go need to put, any government to put on Nigeria to stop this irresponsibility and protect innocent lives, Nigerians, let that pressure be put. And the world must know what is going on in the country so that this shedding of innocent blood can stop. President Bola Tinubu and APC government, have you lost the capacity to protect Nigerians? Master strategist president, where is the strategy on protecting the lives of Nigerians being your primary responsibility? Nigerian government, shame on all of you. If these things can happen to both military, both police, both civilian, then this has descended into not even just a failed state, but a state that needs intervention very, very quickly. If not, everybody victimhood is waiting at the doorstep. Nigerians, shine your eye. 2027, you must prove that the power of the people is greater than the criminals in power. May God give Nigerians the courage and wisdom. My name is Peter for Nigeria.
You know why they retired the former chief of army staff? He made a statement. The statement is this. He said, whenever you see these terrorists, these bandits, he said, shoot them. He said, kill them. He said, bomb them. He said, don't wait for my order. That word goes a long way. Now they call the president. They said, this general, hey, you stand there, they look. This man don't take over your position. You know, they say they give army order, say that you don't wait for his own order. Maybe that they kill these terrorists, they kill Boko Haram. Now they say, okay, this man to adjust this government from us. He don't select the politician and the rest. Wait to be the next answer. Now to retire them. And the man was retired. They retired him without notice. They just drop her down. Say, oh, where did you get? Where did be the backup? Where give you the backup to take order without chief of the staff? Now why they put this man out? The people when they use, they control the government. So now you now won't call the key them. So what did they go use to control the government and the citizen? What did they go use to control the force themselves? What did be the division where they inside the force? Where make the defeat, part of it they loyal to the politician, part of it they loyal to some of the military officers, part of it they loyal to the Boko Haram. So you won't scatter that bridge. They say no. They say they have to bring this man down. So they will call, they bring the man down. Nobody talk anything. When they were busy bringing this man down, people were busy bringing distraction through the internet world. And we'll never get to ask the right question that why are they bringing this man down? There are some country, you go remove person from office. The youth will come out and protest that they want the government to restore that person back. And that person will be restored with immediate effect. But Nigeria will not be so. When government will remove you from power, when they not say you want to talk, they will not bring another thing to distract the youth through the social media. So they'll just do their game. Those pay actors will just do their game inside social media. Then while the government will do their own, then the politician will do their own. Everywhere will just come cool. Nobody will ask question. Nobody will say anything. Rather, we will leave the matter where it concerns us. We will not follow people affair. Nigeria, they operate. Because they dig people birth certificate out. The day where the man married the wife. The day where they collect bride price. The day they cannot go where they go do one or two. Rubbish things. Now our youth, they always engage.
In way too many places. In Nigeria, Christians are being targeted, driven from their homes, and killed. Churches have been burned. Families have been torn apart, and entire communities live in fear constantly, simply because of how they pray. Sadly, this problem is not only a growing problem in Nigeria, but also in so many other countries across the world, and it demands urgent action. And I want to be clear. Protecting Christians in Nigeria is not about taking sides or dividing people. It is about uniting humanity. Nigeria is a beautiful nation with deep faith traditions and lots of beautiful barbs that I can't wait to see. When one's church, mosque, or place of worship is destroyed, everyone's heart should break just a little bit. And the foundation of the United Nations, with its core mandate to ensure peace and security, should shake. I am joined here today by peace builders, by faith leaders, by those who saw violence, saw rising intolerance, saw the threats clearly before us, and chose not to look the other way. I am inspired by their work to build interfaith ties, to see the humanity across the lines which might divide us, and to fight for security and liberty for all those who pray. I look forward to our discussion today, and I hope it will encourage deepened solidarity for us to urgently work together to ensure every person can enjoy the right to believe, to worship, and to live in peace.